Hi ladies, this is Elisa, and we are actually trying something different today. This is my mom, Carrie.
Hi.
You guys probably remember at least her voice. I don't know if you saw her face. No, you saw her face in my egg retrieval video. So she has actually been a part of my series a little bit. But today I think we're going to try to do something a little different, not just a regular bump date. We're going to do a video on ways that... 8 ways to support someone going through IVF. So I will be obviously the IVFer perspective, and this will be my mom as someone who struggled also with learning how to help support someone going through, or just coping with infertility, but going through IVF specifically, because we were infertile before we were going through IVF, I guess. But so yeah. So, you want to just jump right into it?
Okay, so there was a lot on the internet actually, but this one was really cool. It's 8 ways to support someone going through IVF. So the first one, they say...
And we found the article on popsugar.
Yeah, popsugar. So the first one says, don't ignore the elephant in the room. So do you want to...
So I think a lot of people know, anyone who's gone through IVF, which I'm assuming many of you women have, when you're going through it, you don't want to pretend like it's not happening. You, like, as someone who is supporting me, you want to support, you don't want that to be everything you focus on, but we don't want to act like it's not happening. We were doing IUIs that weren't working. We were trying to have a baby naturally in between those IUIs and it wasn't working. And then we were saving for IVF, which was taking, felt like forever. So, like, how did you feel trying to support both me and Brian through that craziness?
Well, I think that what she says here in this part of this article is, you don't know if you should ask or if you shouldn't ask. You don't know if you're asking too much. Oh, am I going to hurt her feelings? Am I going to make her sad? So I think there's a fine line, you don't want to constantly bring it up and remind them of something that's frustrating them. But hello, I'm the grandma, so I kind of want to know what's going on. But so there is a fine line. And she says in this article, actually, I'm just going to read it. It says, your friend may not want to talk about what's going on, but at least ask her how she's doing and see if she wants to talk. What do you think? That's probably...
I think anyone who's going through it, probably that's right, spot on.
Yeah.
Like, if we want to talk about it, we'll clearly make it clear to you if you ask, and if we're trying to avoid that topic. Right. So, yeah, so I think that's perfectly good advice.
Okay, and then the next one is, don't ask her every day if she's pregnant.
I think that a lot of people try to bring humor to infertility, and that's good for someone who might be going through it, for us to try to bring it into our own lives, but asking us every 5 seconds or every month, or, especially if you're not seeing someone very often, if they're constantly harping on about it, again, it goes back to like the first issue. If we bring it up, it's one thing, but if you're bringing it up all the time, it can be overwhelming. So,
well, and I think I was even witness to people just kind of like coming up to you, so you're pregnant yet?
Yeah, so you're pregnant yet? Yeah, are you pregnant yet? It was like, I have a board on Pinterest that is dedicated all to that. That's what I named my board on Pinterest, is Are You Pregnant?
Yeah.
Because it's just, and they say it jokingly because some people just don't know that you are struggling. They just think, oh, maybe, we're waiting or whatever. They're just not.
Well, aware. And the thing is, if you were pregnant, don't you think that you would tell them? I mean, you're struggling with fertility. I think you want to shout it from the mountaintops if you were pregnant. So,
and I did.
Believe me, you would know.
Yes.
So,
but I think you just have to take those comments with, a plum. Some people genuinely know what you're going through, so that comes off as insensitive, but there are a lot of people who are just like in your family circle or something, but they don't know every detail. Yeah. So, I mean, we just have to try to be patient with those people because they don't know.
Yeah.
Some people just genuinely don't know.
Yeah, and I don't think you really understand the struggle. I mean, of course, and I don't. I didn't struggle with IVF, or with infertility, but I think some people really don't understand how difficult it is. Because I can remember, like, we were at dinner, and I was gonna tell her, a family relative had a baby shower when you were going through the IUIs and things weren't happening, and she didn't want to go. And there was the half of me that was like, suck it up, Buttercup, and go to the shower. And then there was the other part of me that was like, oh, I don't want to go either. Because you want to stand in solidarity. Everybody who has babies, we hate. So, but
pregnant women are the enemy.
Yes. Do not pass by motherhood, maternity.
Yeah.
Drive around the corner. So,
well, and we have to find that balance. I wasn't, I did go to like one of my cousin's baby showers, but we were in the midst of all the IVF transfers and everything for the second one, and I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do that one.
Right.
I just couldn't smile. And I was genuinely happy for her. But they're just, you can only, there's only so much. When you're going through, like we had just had our failed transfer, and, it was just too much.
Yeah.
And you really have to assess your own feelings. Is it just jealousy that I'm not going to this baby shower? Or is it because it will genuinely cause me pain? Right. And right then we were in the middle of, so much craziness. It would genuinely have caused me pain to go there and even just be happy. It was hard to be happy. I just struggled to be happy.
Yeah, you couldn't even pretend to be happy.
Yeah, and I didn't want to bring her down either.
Right.
It was her day. That was her day to enjoy and be excited about this second pregnancy, because babies are a miracle.
Yeah.
So it was just, you have to think about, why am I going?
Right.
You were to support her.
Or why am I not going?
Right. Really assess your own personal reasons.
Right. And as the mom, or, you listen, if you're saying to me, I don't want to go, I can't do this, don't go, oh, just, suck it up, Buttercup, like I said before. No, you need to listen and understand. You don't really know what she's going through right now. So just accept what she's saying, and that's it. Let it go. Let it go.
Yep.
Okay, the next one is expect mood swings and weight gain. So, I don't know, even...
Well, I think everyone who's gone through any sort of medicated cycle, whether it be IUIs or just naturally trying to get your ovulation going, if you have PCOS or something, with like a medication, or doing IVF or doing a frozen transfer, anything, those, especially progesterone, makes you swell. So you're swollen. Right. And so commenting on someone's weight, especially because you can swell in all of the areas that make you look pregnant.
Yeah.
I don't think it made me look pregnant, obviously, because I'm already a plus size girl, so I don't think people noticed the swelling in my body as much, but I mean, my face was puffy.
Yeah.
But, especially in thinner women, I think that's probably a much bigger issue.
Right. She says here, hormones are a mighty thing, so zip your lips and recognize that even if she snaps at you, it's most likely because she's under duress and the mood-altering power of hormones. So I think that's a good tip.
Yeah.
So
just
if she's a little snippy, just,
yeah,
I love you anyway.
Mm-hmm. Take it with a plum, because we got lots of hormones in our system sometimes.
Yeah.
But the next one is
be cautious with pregnancy talk. So,
well, you weren't pregnant, obviously, but I think even like my cousin, she was very sensitive of that. We discussed her pregnancy, and we didn't act like the elephant in the room. We didn't ignore it.
Right.
But I think that she was very sensitive about the fact that she got pregnant and I was still trying.
Yeah.
So she was very sensitive about that, and some people are, and because she knew exactly what we were going through. She watches my videos, and she knew the struggle that we had been having. But there are some people that just don't. But again, that goes back to what we were talking about earlier. It's just they don't do it to be insensitive.
Right. Would you say that you have gained a much tougher skin?
I think anybody who's done IVF or any infertility, you get used to the insensitive comments, and some of them are mean-spirited and some of them are not.
Well,
and
people do that when you're pregnant too. You know what I mean? They're, wow, you're so big. And
as a pregnant person, I can assure you that is true. Maybe we should create this a series of what not to say.
Yeah.
Blank, blank, blank. Insert scenario that has to do with women
like you're
issues.
having twins.
Twice now, people. Twice.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, just be cautious and be patient. Again, as someone who's going through it, be patient. As someone who wants to support someone, be cautious.
Right, right.
So.
And then the next one is to offer your hand. And I think they mean, help. So is she feeling crappy at work or perhaps needing a helping hand today? Does she need someone to go with her to her treatments? All of that stuff. So, offer. Can I go with you? Is there something do you want some chocolate? Do you, how can I help?
And sometimes that's all we need. Yeah. Sometimes we really, yes, I would like a glass of chocolate milk. Yeah. Or, yes, let's go have some milkshakes or something, Right. Of course, those are my personal vices. Someone else might want something else.
Right.
But, yeah, sometimes we just want that offer of help. Sometimes offer, you're fine until someone says, hey, are you okay? Do you need anything? And then you start crying. Right. I mean, so it could go either way, but,
Well, and I remember when the first transfer didn't work and you called me and you were crying and we hung up the phone and we didn't talk about, well, can I come over or whatever. But my first instinct was, I think she needs ice cream and a hug. So I just went to the store. Remember, I don't know if you remember that.
It wasn't even 20 minutes later. She shows up at my house. And of course I start crying when I see her at the door because I'm already emotional and upset and coming down off of her hormones. Yeah. And she has ice cream.
Yeah. So I handed the ice cream and gave her a big fat hug, say, I love you. And okay, you guys do that. Because it was really her and Brian's loss. I mean, as a grandma, it's your loss too, but
we really wanted Sprout to work out. We wanted Sprout to become a baby and a person and all of that. And, that didn't work. But,
okay, so the last one.
That helped. The ice cream helped.
Waiting for pregnancy results.
Yeah. The dreaded 2-week wait.
Well, and because as a person who loves you, and you're waiting too. You're waiting too. And you're like, when is that coming? When are the results coming? And it's hard not to want to, I don't know. And then the day of when I know you're getting your results, you're getting your phone call at 2:00 and I'm looking at the clock. Oh, it's 1:58. It's 1:59. Did they call it 2?
Yeah. And it's 2:20. I haven't heard from her. Does that mean it's good news or bad news?
Yeah. 2:45. The last time remember
when I actually was pregnant.
When you actually were pregnant, it was 3:05 or something, and you got your call at 2. I was dying.
And she was very good. She did not text, how is it going, or whatever.
I just tried to let it go again.
Because, because that won't help. We're going to tell you in our own time. Right. But even my coworkers were really good about that. After the fresh transfer didn't work, I had to take the day off. I mean, we were certain that this would work. The doctor was sure it would work, and then it didn't work, and I was so broken. I was so devastated. Yeah. And so I did take the next day off work. So by the time I went in, and I gave my boss permission because she had been with me, all my coworkers are with me. Mm-hmm. I work in a fairly small office, and she spread the word, and so I didn't have to explain it to everyone. Right. No, it didn't work. No, I'm not pregnant. Everyone knew, and so they left me alone. Right. And then with the fresh transfer, I went to work the next day, but nobody asked me because they had learned from the first time, we're not going to talk about it unless you talk about it.
You mean the frozen transfer?
Yeah, when I did the frozen transfer. Mm-hmm. And then I was actually pregnant, and I just wasn't telling them because I wanted everyone to be in the office when I announced it. Yeah. And so I actually didn't wait until everyone. It was only half the people. I only made it for the first hour or so, and then I gave up and told the people that were there.
Which goes back to the "Are you pregnant?" question.
Yes.
You don't have to. You don't. She'll tell you.
Yeah. Because we can only hold that stuff in for so long.
It really was a lot for me that day, that after the frozen transfer, it was really a lot for me not to say, so, question mark.
Yeah. Sorry, guys, the sun's going down and coming in, but I'll be tall. There you go. Yeah. Anyway, you guys don't care. So, yeah. But all of these things I think are really helpful. And really, it depends. I think we as going through IVF think it is all about me, all about me, all about me. And you are the one going through it, but you're not going through it alone. Hopefully you have a support system out there that is like my mom was and like my cousin was, just really supportive and, teachable. They asked questions, they wanted to know about the process and what was involved. And yet they didn't want to bombard me with questions.
Yeah, I think we skipped that one. There was one up there that said knowledge, be knowledgeable, learn about it. As a person who's supporting someone who's going through IVF, you should
Google.
Google, get information, it's, you can be supportive that way. So you're not having to explain every little detail over and over and over and over again. It's great to have some knowledge, because knowledge is power. And then she ends here with this one, which I think is really great, and I just want to read it. Again, this is popsugar, how to support someone going through IVF. She says, recognize that pregnancy for you may have been a joyful experience, but for the woman undergoing IVF, it may never feel totally carefree. And I think that's absolutely how you feel, right?
Well, you guys know. I think when you're going through IVF or, infertility in general, you're always waiting for that other shoe to drop. Yeah. There's always something that's going to happen.
We had a lot of shoe drops.
We had a lot of shoe drops in this pregnancy. You guys know.
Yeah.
There were lots of shoes. There was more than two. It was a closet. Yeah. It was Sarah Jessica
full of shoes.
Parker's closet of shoes.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. It's hard. And it's hard to do that. And, it's hard.
Yeah. So just recognize that your pregnancy and experience is not going to be like somebody who's, just gotten pregnant naturally.
Yeah, they don't think anything's going to go wrong.
Yeah.
And I think with, when you go through infertility, you're only thinking things are going to go wrong.
Yeah.
It really is hard to just get that joy and to keep on to that.
And keeping hopeful. Yeah, I think.
Sorry, guys. This is really, that's very distracting. It's like half my face. Sorry. Anyway, so.
Well, we're done.
That's our list. And the video's not incredibly long, but I hope you guys found that helpful.
Yeah.
From the IVFer's perspective and from the support system's perspective. Yeah. And hopefully we do more videos with my mom in the future. Maybe. So thank you, ladies, for watching, and I will be talking to you. Bye.
Bye.